This is 5.4, part 2. We're continuing this problem to solve for the cosine of 3 pi plus over 4 plus pi over 6. The formula, I just have it hidden up here. We're going to substitute it in. This is your u, and this is your v. So, say the cosine of 3 pi over 4 times the cosine of pi over 6 minus the sine of 3 pi over 4 times the sine of pi over 6. And then you want to go ahead and substitute in the values for those 6 places. So the cosine of 3 pi over 4 is negative square root of 2 over 2. The cosine of pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2 minus the sine of 3 pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2 times the sine of pi over 6, which is 1/2. Then we go ahead and multiply those two fractions. So we multiply across. So we multiply square root of 2 times 3 gives us negative square root of 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus square root of 2 times 1 is square root of 2 over 2 times 2, which is 4. And then just combine it into one fraction. Negative square root of 6 minus square root of 2 all over 4. Our last piece to this slide is to find the tangent of 3 pi over 4. So here is the formula underneath this box. We're going to substitute it in. But we have to find out what is the tangent of those two pi over 6 and tangent of 3 pi over 4. So I'll do the first one. The tangent of 3 pi over 4, remember, is sine over cosine. So you're going to take 1/2 divided by square root of 3 over 2. So 1/2, divide, change that to multiplication, reciprocate, and then we cancel the 2's, and we're left with 1 over the square root of 3. And I'm just going to rationalize it. So I get square root of 3 over the square root of 3, which is the square root of 3 over 3. Now we have to find out what is the tangent of pi over 6. So again, we take sine over cosine. Oh, I think that, sorry, a little mistake here. This is the tangent of pi over 6. And then this one that we're going to do next is the tangent of 3 pi over 4. So now we take sine over cosine, square root of 2 over 2, divided by negative square root of 2 over 2. Change it to multiplication, and flip it. And what cancels out are the square roots of 2, the 2 and the 2, and we're left with just negative 1. So now we're going to go ahead and substitute it in to this formula. So here is my the tangent of u. Remember, this was my u, so this is my u here. And then tangent of v, which is pi over 6, so square root of 3 over 3. So let's go ahead and substitute it in. So the tangent of 3 pi over 4 plus pi over 6 equals the tangent of u, which is negative 1, plus the tangent of v, which is square root of 3 over 3, all over 1 minus the tangent of u, negative 1, times the tangent of v, which is square root of 3 over 3. Now we have some reducing to do. All right, so in that numerator, I'm going to change that -1 to -3 over 3 so I can combine those two fractions together. Then in the denominator, I'm also going to change this to 3 over 3, and then negative turns that to a positive, and then square root of 3 over 3. So the first fraction set, when we combine those together in the numerator, you get -3 plus the square root of 3 over 3. And then in the denominator, we get 3 plus the square root of 3 over 3. Now we have a fraction over a fraction. So we're going to reciprocate. I'm going to give myself some more room here. -3 plus the square root of 3 over 3. And then reciprocate. So 3 over 3 plus the square root of 3. Throw some parentheses here. And then those 3's cancel out. And we have -3 plus the square root of 3 over 3 plus the square root of 3. Now we have to rationalize that denominator. So we're going to go 3 minus the square root of 3, and then 3 minus the square root of 3. And we multiply by FOILing. So -3 times 3 is -9. And then -3 times the square root of 3 is 3 square roots of 3. And then square root of 3 times 3 is 3 square roots of 3. And then square root of 3 times negative square root of 3 is -3. Now let's go down to the denominator. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times negative square root of 3 is -3 square roots of 3. Then 3 times the square root of 3 is 3 square roots of 3. And then square root of 3 times negative square root of 3 is -3. Now let's combine some like terms. In the denominator, those negative square root of 3 and 3 square roots of 3 cancel out. Then -9 minus 3 is -12. 3 square roots of 3 plus 3 square roots of 3 is 6 square roots of 3. And then 9 minus 3 in the denominator is 6. Now we can split up that fraction into two separate fractions. So we have -12 over 6 plus 6 over 6. And those reduce also. This becomes a -2. The 6's cancel out, and there's our final answer. Lots of reducing in that problem. Here's what your assignment will be on page 384, 9 through 36, every third question. And then you can also skip question 21. Good luck and have fun.